Alright boys, it is go time. This is a stream you've all been waiting for. I am level 1 online. Yes. I got the screenshots. I got the evidence. We got 10 people watching. Make yourself known. Who's here? Are we live or are we not live? This will be funny. You hate this idiot. Beat him up, Dom. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. So, nice. Nightbot is back. What's up, Nightbot? Make sure, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there. Mick Hero's here. Maz Power. Oh, it's time. Oh, yeah. So, before we get started, if this is your first time here, I am level 1 online. I primarily focus on like video games. I do divert into sometimes like political, social subjects. And I know that doesn't sit well with the video game community. A lot of them are stuck in La La Land. A lot of these guys are 40, mid 40s, maybe going up pushing 50, obsessed with things that don't matter. And I strongly feel because of that, because we have these grown men who are not having their priorities straight, the state of the nation is the way it is. Now, I'm not placing blame on them because, like I said, there's plenty of bread and circus out there for everybody. You got people that are heavily invested in like football, you know, statistics or sports statistics, and like that's their lives. And you try and mention anything about social issues, politics, they tune out, you know. And what I've learned is that all you gotta do is sprinkle in a little bit of drama and you're gonna get those views. Oh yeah. And today we're going to expose a very bad person. And I'm gonna tell you this, if you are aligned with this person, after you watch this, you have to watch this. This is not gonna get swept under the rug. If you still align yourself with this person after this, there's something wrong with you. It's gonna reflect bad on you. Do you understand? And, you know, I can understand, and I'm not saying you have to pick a side. I'm not saying, well, you know, now that you know how much of a creep and a predator this guy is, I'm not saying you have to side with me and like me. No. So, I just want to make sure this information gets out there, to be honest with you guys. Because, I mean, a lot of the things in these text messages are very serious. And I can tell this woman has gone through some, you know, mental anguish over what's happened. Me, I mean, gonna be honest with you guys, before I get started, you know, like internet harassment, bullying, like, once again, I worked for 2 years in community standards. Like, this stuff is just, I saw it every day, and I laugh it off. So I will provide some insight. So before I get started, hey, what's up, everybody? Wow. So let's recap a little bit exactly what happened. First interaction with this guy. He came by my stream and he said, "What's your story, creep?" Right? That word right there, creep, it kind of just caught me off guard. Because, like, no one, like, my time on YouTube, right, no one's really called me a creep. He's the first and only one. And, that just kind of stuck with me. You know, it was just like, And just the more I observed this guy, I figured out that he's the actual creep. Everybody in his audience are creeps, and what they're attempting to do is like creep me out. And, you know, here's the thing, there's a reason why, like on Twitter and Instagram, why they have a private feature, so that way you and your friends can hang out and you don't have to have creeps like you, Keith. This is why Facebook has a block button, because of guys like you. So, blame yourself. You are the internet creep you're talking about in your own videos. So, when I started engaging with this guy, I came across this video right here. And I guess you could say I was one of the ones to expose this. 50 reasons why Ursha Gaming should marry me. Now, this has been re-uploaded and renamed something else. It is now called Incel Proposes to Woman with Toys and Video Games. I'm going to put a link to that in the chat right there. Please share that around. Here's evidence one right here. Just him just holding up toys, okay? And he's tried to wear that as like a badge of honor now. You know, he now has toys in the set of his videos. What that lets me know is that I've had a lasting impact on him. What I've done what nobody else has been able to do on YouTube. I got to him and I got under his skin. Okay? His banner now on his channel is me getting fish hooked. When I'm the one who has fish hooked him and his audience. Notice how we only had 10 people in here when the stream started and nobody. Oh my gosh, he actually wrote up a list. This is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. The other thing, the big major embarrassment. I mean, there's so many embarrassments with this guy, but like, I mean, there was the drama. Well, I brought this to light and he tried to copyright strike me. And that's a whole nother thing. He can't copyright strike me now because his channel's gone. That's a whole nother stream that I did. Check out a stream called Based and Amiibo Pilled. I explain everything. I'm not going to go over it. But the next thing that happened, a bunch of other stuff, but the major thing is apparently he got into a fight. And he got embarrassed pretty bad. And once again, we use facts on this channel. I have exposed this guy with actual facts, actual testimony. Witness testimony from his own friends. Everything he said about me is made up, conjecture, lies. There's no validity behind that. You understand? So, this video right here, I'm going to play for you guys. Stand by.
You fucking lift me off my ass.
Squirtle.
You lifted me off my ass.
Squirtle.
Fucking end with my cock. Fucking end with my cock.
Squirtle. Squirtle.
Alright, so we did a stream on that a while back. And I figured after that I could take a break. You know, I don't have to talk about this guy. I just want to enjoy my video games in peace. But he committed a cardinal sin. He decided to play Street Fighter on his channel. No sir. No sir. Don't ever do that again. And I ran a stream called You Suck at Street Fighter. And then he has people out there that want to like fight on his behalf. Some idiot called Flat Earth Gamer. Like you, dude, you're irrelevant, James. Just stop, dude. Cause like I'm not responding to you. So, and nobody even watches your videos. Like you're not even sending traffic to me. So you're irrelevant. Same thing to Canadian Gamer. You're not sending traffic. Keith is. So I'm gonna keep up with Keith. Understand? So let me read some of these comments. Clammy Gamine. You see how it is? How these guys show up? He's a friendly Clammy. But, you know, it's just they only show up when I'm tearing into this guy. So to speak. I wish you guys would tune in when we're just hanging out and playing video games. So let me actually scroll back up to the top. And I want to make sure I get your comments in. Wolfenose is here. Padilla. 8-Bit Eric. My man. My man. You know, there's actually a Facebook post where Keith is calling 8-Bit Eric my man. Yeah, apparently. Yeah. And I mean, that's the other thing that I exposed. That Keith used to be a huge fan of the Game Chasers. Paid $25. Oh yeah, and that's why he copyright struck my channel, because I exposed that. paying, you know, there's like simps, and then there's like something else on a whole nother level where you're just like, there's this thing, when you're buying like OnlyFans and chat girls, right? You're licking the snail trails, right? But when you're licking it of the snail trail of a man, like you're licking soy trails, man. That's not a good look. So $25 a month just to talk to the game chasers. And here's the funny thing is that, like, from what I've heard, the game chaser, one of them, Jay, has reached out to Mr. Elwood to give him advice. Like, hey, let me help you grow your channel. Dude, if that guy hit me up and said, hey, let me help you grow your channel, take that fucking advice. There's people out there trying to help you because, and like many people have said, like, this guy can talk a mile a minute. That's amazing. Good. Take it and make something of yourself. This lolcow angle, this burial artist isn't working out. Because right now you're about to get buried by a woman. All right? Who else is here? Quesadilla's here. Beat 'em up Don. Calm Cow. Thank you. Mazin. Damaso. Big Family Gaming. Show with the eyeball emoji. Show. I got your fonts. Yeah. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do the font project on both consoles. NT or Super NT and the Mega SG. Prince of Fallen, Snakes vs. Rats. Make sure you pick the right side, folks. No, we're not. Here's the thing, man. Basically, if you're against the rats, you're considered a snake. So, I mean, by default, you're considered a snake. And what I've covered already is that being a snake is like regarded as like a badge of honor. Combat Killer, Wolf, Mick Hero. Have I covered everybody? Generational Gamer. I watched this video and laughed myself silly. My wife was not too impressed with my Transformers collection, but married me anyways. Yes. Crazed Link. Awesome. I gotta mod you up, man. Thank you. Let me mod up Show too. Alright, my friends. Let me get the music going. This is gonna be a good one. I think we're ready. Are you ready to take a deep dive in the world of creepiest creepston? I just made that up. Let's go. Hello, I've tried to contact you on YouTube. I noticed you post a lot about a guy named Darius Truxton. I've known, for lack of a better word, Darius for about 18 years, and for many reasons, I'm looking to get my story out. I want this behavior to stop, and it's only escalated over the years. Let's just stop and digest this. 18 years. That's amazing. If you are interested, I have one hell of a long, crazy, and highly shocking story for you. Hopefully, if this comes to light, it will stop him. Nah. It's not going to stop him because, being a crazy guy on the internet really doesn't have real-world consequences. Unless, of course, he gets a phone call, unless his job, Franklin Empire in Hamilton, gets a phone call, they're open 8 to 5 p.m., bringing this to light. But I'm not advocating for that. I'm not the only one either. My years of dealing with him and investigating him led me to information that has just gotten to be too much to ignore. Lick Gaming. By the way, quick timeout. Lick Gaming and Mediterranean Mudcake, it seems you two had a weird misunderstanding. It seems Lick Gaming, he wasn't calling you a dickhead, Mediterranean Mudcake. He was referring to Keith. So, yeah. I want to make sure all you guys get along with each other in the chat. Next one. I'm on my way to work. I will message you when I get there, just so you know this has nothing to do, but in theory a little to do with gaming. This is entirely a whole different situation, and I'm sure you will be shocked. I'm contacting you because it needs to stop, and this seems to be his platform. It's time the world knows what has happened, and maybe he will finally stop. What's up, 3Frame? I chose you because there seems to be some back and forth with you and Keith. This guy is dangerous. In a basement-dwelling incel kind of way. Alright, time out. I had a hard time swallowing that pill right there because, as we all know, Keith is not dangerous. But to a woman? Possibly. Okay? That's weak, man. You need to take a martial art and start sparring with some guys, get your masculinity back, and stop picking on women. That's what weak men do. And you're making her scared. So, stop it. Or else somebody's gonna make you stop, and it's not gonna be me. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. What's up, Michael? Welcome back. Retro Bro. Well, you give him attention, Retro Bro. What the fuck, man? You're the one who messages me and says, hey, did you see his latest video? I'm not even sure where to begin or if this is the best option, but I know it's time people know the truth. It's such a long story to be explained, but I'll do my best to make sense in explaining it. If I happen to stop typing, it's because I'm working and have to deal with customers. I guess maybe it's best to introduce myself first and start from the beginning. My name is Candace. I've been married for 12 years, have a family, and live in Canada. This information will be relevant to the story and making some sense. When I was about 21, I had an apartment alone with my now oldest daughter, who was about 2 years old at the time. So he's hitting on a single mother, huh? He's got the hots for the moms, huh? I am a gamer and a game collector, more so RPGs. Yeah, most female gamers, that's believable. You know, they're usually into RPGs. You know. Keith, stick to JRPGs. Fighting games is not your thing. At the time, as a single mother, I was financially struggling. My circle of friends knew this, and someone in my circle knew Keith. Yeah. You still my bro, Retro Bro. But, you know, I'm just airing my frustration because, you know, Turbo Joe texted me, you know, like some screenshot of some back and forth. And I'm like, you're still sub to him? You're still watching his garbage? And that goes out to everybody out there. I mean, if you don't like it, unsub. But I'm not supposed to tell you what to do. But just letting you guys know. At that time, Keith worked for a restaurant. This is the pizza job. And he would close the place at night. Oh, they gave him responsibility to close the place. Making it difficult for him to travel home on the bus route. When you gonna get a car, little boy? He can't walk alone at night. Because he doesn't have any weapons. Keep in mind, we were in our early 20s. Wow, dude. I was driving when I was 15. And you made it to your 20s, still no car. At the buses ran only so late. Keith was looking to rent a room or space out so he could crash closer to work the couple nights per week. Okay. I understand that lifestyle, you know, where you crash at an in-between place. Like, I did that with, when I worked in a town, maybe 30 minutes away. I crashed at a friend's place. But stuff like that doesn't last too long. Like, I just needed, you know, that to just, like, you know, it was like for about 3 weeks, you know. And then he finally told me, he was like, bro, you gotta go. And I was like, all right, I knew you were gonna tell me. But I totally understand that, you know. We met and hung out a few times with other friends. He was into video games and so was I. He worked and was looking for a couch to crash on for only 2 nights a week. You see, like, when I did it, it was because there was this massive traffic jam every morning. So, you know, I needed to just, like, work is over here and traffic jam's over here. So I was like, well, if I can crash right here, somewhere in the middle, I won't have to deal with that traffic jam. And there was traffic jams everywhere. And I do have a car. I've been driving since I was 15. Jeez, man. He would crash a couple nights and then head home when he woke up. We had this arrangement for a few months and everything was great. He seemed decent. Sometimes he would stay and play some video games. Should have been clapping those cheeks, little boy. But hey, you do you. Before heading back home or back to work, depending on his schedule. He was respectful. Oh, total gentleman. And during that time, I don't really have a lot to say about him. You see, Keith is what we call the supreme gentleman, thinking that being the ultimate nice guy is gonna get into her pants. That doesn't work. And what ends up happening is that creates, because you're having to restrain yourself, it creates a lot of angst and anger. And we'll get to that. I was dating at the time, and eventually I wanted my space, and things got financially better, and the situation changed. Yeah, she got a man, and he didn't want this creep around. Because even though he was being a nice guy, guys can smell creepiness from a mile away. Oh, he's just a friend? Oh, yeah, right. There's no such thing as just friends. We all know that. The above is relevant to the story as it continues. I do not have contact with Keith after our agreement ended. Once again, adding to that disgruntledness. She didn't have a use for you anymore. He was a casual friend, opposed to a good friend. You see how that works, bro? She doesn't even want to acknowledge your friendship. She's just calling you an acquaintance. He was basically a temporary roommate. So he leaves. Hold on, how many people we got here? I want to refresh this chat. Am I even live? It doesn't tell me here. Hold on. 36! See how drama works, friends? Fast forward several years. I meet my husband. We move in together. We have children together. She's had children from a second man, and you still desire this woman. Thou shalt not covet another man's wife. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Like, you're committing all these sins, man. One day, I'd say about 6 years after Keith was my roommate, I started to get all kinds of random men and women trying to add me on Facebook. Let's play that song again. That's my Jiren theme right there. I'm a fairly private person, and don't just add anyone that sends me a request. Good job. I was starting to question whether this woman is tech savvy or not. I mean, all these Canadian dudes, bro, are lacking in the tech savviness department. So I would message these people asking who they were and how I knew them. Yeah. And I admit, I've been down this road. You know, when I started on Facebook, I was like, oh, I'm just going to add all these people. Funny story, I tried to add Angry Joe Vargas. But this was like when he first started out. I was like, oh, cool. I want to be Facebook friends with a YouTuber. And he rejected my request. Guess what? You know, I didn't become irate about it and take it personal. It's just like, I understand. People want to protect their privacy. You know, these guys demand that I make my Instagram and Twitter public. You know, when I put those links, you know, like, I'm not embarrassed by anything I post on there. I just made it private because, like, you guys are creeps. Now you're creeping on men, and that's not a good look. And you creep on women. Crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? So when looking at the profiles, it would often appear as if the person just made the account within the past few days. Yeah, like, I get people trying to join my Facebook group who've just made the fresh account, and like, I just reject them. It's like, you're not getting in, man. The person would respond saying personal things about me, like how he likes my big ass. So you're an ass man, Keith, huh? I figured you were a boob man, like, oh wait, disgusting boobs. You're an ass man, okay. How he always dreamed of fucking me. How he watches and fantasizes about me. Then the person would end up sending me a dick picture. That's ballsy. I've never sent a dick picture. I've had a few women ask me if I could send one. And no, because I'm not putting anything out there that can be used against me. Which is kind of happening now to you, Keith. With his face blurred out. Removed. So, okay, so he'll crop his face out or not showing in a picture. This continued to happen for 8 years. I would constantly get these random friend requests, random messages, and random dick pics. Each time a new picture. Same shit in each picture where the photo was blurred or not fully showing. We had no idea who was doing it. We? Okay, so she's getting the husband in the loop. It would happen, then stop. Then 8 months later, happen again. So he's having like some up and downs with this chick. Where he goes through a phase where it's like, I miss you so much. We could have had something. And then he medicates. And then when he stops medicating, that's when he acts out. It would happen, then stop. 8 months later, happen again. Then stop. Sometimes nothing for a year. It always continued though. Oh, always personal. The more it continued, the more, hold on. The more it continued, the more worried we got. It was obvious someone was in some capacity stalking and harassing me. My husband would threaten him. It never stopped, even with the husband threatened. We called the police on more than one occasion, and we were just told to change our accounts and block it. What's up, Pest? If I missed anybody in the chat, sorry, kind of focusing. Damien, deal with it. What's up, man? Awesome PSP video. Dude, that condition of that PSP, pristine, man. I regret selling mine. Let me see if I missed anybody in the chat. Let me acknowledge the chat really quick. Pest is here. Relita Garden Apartments. For some reason, I just felt like modding you up. I don't know. But yeah, okay. Let's go back. So yeah, if you go to the police with these types of matters, they're going to tell you, just block the account. It's just internet. There has to be something called a credible threat. I think I covered it on my backup channel when I was chit-chatting with Lycan Theory. Shout out to Lycan Theory. Congratulations on getting monetized on your backup channel. And, you know, there has to be 4 factors. There has to be a weapon, a target, which is a person or a place. No, a weapon, a target, a place, 3, and then a time and a date. Right? And you can mix and match. You can put in there a method. So if you don't have a weapon, a method. And that can be interchangeable. But once those 4 factors are put in place, you know, when I was working at Facebook, I could then escalate it to the next queue. They would make their judgment call and then escalate it to the authorities. And then you get a knock on your door from the Mountie. But this person clearly knew who I was, but I had no idea who they were. Knew the area I lived in, what I was wearing. Things that would make a woman worry going about. Yeah, so you made this woman fear for her life going outside, man. Does that make you feel tough and big and bad? As time went on, my husband and I moved 4 hours away. They had to move because of you. Fucking weirdo, and bought a home. So about a year after we bought our home and moved, I started getting requests and messages from various just made accounts. Same shit, different day. More dick pictures, more harassment. Called the police again, but this time in the new city, hoping a new jurisdiction would have a different opinion on the matter, but no luck. It had now been happening for years, literally years, 8+ years. How is a man hung up on a woman for 8+ years who you've never fucked, who has already had multiple kids? That is the definition of a cuck, man. Thou shalt not covet another man's wife. Listen, you don't even have to watch Red Pill or MGTOW content. Just read the 10 Commandments every fucking day. If you want to add a little bit of extra on top, read the Beatitudes. There's a reason why I have the Beatitudes posted on my Instagram. But no, you want to go find a post where, you know, I'm showing a little plastic toy that I paid $5 for that broke 2 days later, and that's your big exposed video? And then you have the other idiot, Mr. Religious, Mr. Bible Thumper, you know, challenging me to a fight. Yeah, that's very Christian. Mr. Campbell, turn the other cheek. There you go. And there's really something scary about someone being that dedicated and obsessive to do this to someone who they know is married and has a family for years. There's always moments where it was frightening because I really didn't know who or was watching me. I knew nothing. Eventually, I had enough. I told my husband I was going to find out who it was if the police wouldn't. So I gathered all of the messages from Facebook. All the pictures, all the grosses, and as gross as fuck as it was, I started studying the dick pics. I figured there had to be something, anything, that would tell me who this was. During this time, the messages did not stop. My husband continued to threaten and block the newly made accounts. Kind of makes you wonder if he has experience making multiple Facebook accounts. Maybe he has a lot of experience making multiple YouTube accounts. Boom, 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 until he fucked up. We're gonna take a little break. Thanks again for watching this stream. Just a friendly reminder, make sure you are still subscribed to this channel. Take a minute right now, make sure you got that bell notification icon, and make sure you either drop a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Doesn't really matter to me, it's all engagement in the algorithm. You guys take care. And we're back. Two of the photos told me everything I needed to know to figure it out finally. And just so we're clear, all the photos were of the same person, same dick pic, same rooms, etc. Okay. We got Batgirl detective over here. So it was entirely one person doing this all the time. You know, okay, so time out. When females have asked me for dick pics, I've kind of almost been tempted to like send them something that's just a little bit larger than what I have packing downstairs. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say, at least he didn't lie about it. At least he didn't send, somebody else's dick pics. Jeez. Oh my gosh. So the first thing I noticed in one of the pictures was a Sega Genesis collection. Decent titles in box, not just there. They were taken care of nearly as if someone gave a shit about their stuff, like someone who would actively collect. Oh, she's putting the pieces together. Remember, she is a collector also. The nail in the coffin was when he sent a dick pic and a pair of if she remembers the team correctly, Steelers boxers. As we know, he is a Steelers fan. Those two things made me go back in my memory almost 15 years of the guy who crashed on my couch for a few months. Keith was a Genesis collector and a Steelers fan. So I started investigating Keith, just to be sure. I didn't want to go off on the wrong person. First thing I noticed was his original Facebook that I knew all those years ago was gone. Instead, Darius Truxton started to pop up in reference to his name. After investigating, I found out Darius is Keith. Further, I found a Facebook page pretty locked down to a Keith Elwood with a Steelers banner. Update, it now has Ursha Gaming on the banner. Once again, we're dealing with a cuck. She's already spoken for. You need to move on and find another female to obsess over. Actually, you know what? Keep keep obsessing over Ursha. I mean, she's in a foreign country. I'm pretty sure she already has you blocked everywhere. You probably don't even know her real full name. So, yeah, she probably doesn't even have an actual Facebook. I was pretty sure at this point who had been stalking and harassing me for all those years. So I told my husband all about Keith and what I knew and the reasons I thought it was him. It was a long shot since I hadn't spoken or seen this person in over 15 years, but everything just added up. I am not from the city my husband and Keith are from, which is, I believe, Hamilton. I moved there from Toronto, where I originally grew up. My husband, however, grew up in the same neighborhood that Keith did. So after finding out Keith and my husband grew up in the same area, and my husband having plenty of longtime friends who also grew up in that area, he decided to make a vague Facebook post about Keith. I've seen these before. I've seen these a lot. You know, hey, does anybody know this person? Seeing if anybody else knew him. It didn't take long for the messages to come in. My husband's longtime friend messaged him almost immediately, saying he knew him, that Keith worked at a Boston Pizza in the city. That same Boston Pizza my husband's friend, fiance, now wife, worked at. She was a waitress there, and Keith worked in the kitchen. Oh, he worked in the kitchen. Make me my pizza, bitch. For months, many of the waitresses were getting strange Facebook messages and requests and dick pictures. So once again, this is not an isolated incident. His co-workers were getting dick pictures, including my husband's friend's wife. After some time, it was discovered that Keith was the culprit and was terminated from Boston Pizza for sexual harassment of the waitresses. My husband's friends told him that he was actively inappropriate and aggressively with, he was acting inappropriately and aggressive with the waitresses. If those walls could speak at Boston Pizza, I'm curious what he would say. His wife was one of the waitresses who put in the complaint. Wow, dude. Here's the thing, man. You being a creep, you're kind of supposed to scope out if a woman is taken. And you're going after women that are already taken. Like, I'm surprised somebody hasn't put hands on you. After this, we were positive it was Keith, and we had tracked him down. We sent all of his account messages, told him we sent all of his, told him if it continued, we were taking everything we knew to the police. My husband did the man thing and threatened to break his legs. Good job. Now that he knew who it was, it stopped for like a year. This past year and a half, it started again. Another fake account. Then, not too long ago, he messaged me directly from his actual Facebook. He finally, after 8 years, finally got the courage to tell her. Not a fake account. I laid into him and blocked him. Good job. I started searching his shit and spoke to other women to find out the same shit was happening to them. He actively follows and harasses these women on social media. The final straw was last night. This is good. I gotta get serious now, man. Let's take another break. Thanks again for watching this stream. Just a friendly reminder, make sure you are still subscribed to this channel. Take a minute right now, make sure you got that bell notification icon, and make sure you either drop a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Doesn't really matter to me. It's all engagement in the algorithm. You guys take care. Alright, we are back. I started searching his shit and spoke. Okay, we went through this one already. Last night, I got another random message from some random person talking about Keith, saying he's harassing underage girls. That Keith is threatening to dox him and his family. I asked how the hell he knew my name or who the hell I was again. I've not seen or spoken to Keith in over 15 years, or why he would make any connection to me from Keith. Apparently, Keith actively talks about me. Candace has told people he has or almost had a daughter with me. So, stole, I guess, kind of like stolen valor, saying, he hooked up with her. Nah. You've never dug through those trenches, bro. Shave your balls. Okay, I said I wasn't get comedic. Okay. I've never had any relationship of any kind with Keith. Literally none. I've never touched him ever. He was just a casual friend who needed a place to stay and helped me pay some bills for a couple months. He is somehow or somewhere spreading my information to others. For what purpose, I have no idea. This guy went on that I need to tell Keith to stop, under some impression that I even know or speak to him. This man has sexually harassed me for years. He's made me afraid, unsure if I'm being stalked or if I'm safe from a sexual predator, and his behaviors and patterns are consistent with other people. Now that I know who it is, I've seen his videos. It makes me even more afraid. He's clearly not coherent. Goes on about conspiracies. He fits the bill of an angry incel, equally angry with women, but desperate for one. That's my story. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, the Gimp. You gotta go, you troll. Come on, dude. We can sniff you guys from a mile away. Soggy Pretzel's here. He says, Canadian game, if you're watching, I tried to be civil. Hold on. But you blocked me on your channel. Let's mod you up. Good job, Soggy Pretzel. So, yeah. Who else is here? Big Retro Show. Okay. It's gonna get heavy in a second. Gemini Man, thank you. Okay. I don't want anyone else to be a victim, and I want him to be held accountable for his actions. His behavior, from what I see online, has escalated, not only to his sick behavior and his Alex Jones mentality, but he's become quite racist and offensive. Time out. I like Alex Jones. And it's very unfortunate that a lot of crazy people have latched on to Alex Jones and have used, his broadcast to act crazy. Here's an example. Sandy Hook. Alex Jones talked about the possibility of Sandy Hook being like a con job, that nobody really died. But at no time did Alex Jones ever advocate for people to go and harass family members of Sandy Hook. All he was asking you to do is think for yourself, keep an open mind, and investigate. Look into crisis actors. And yeah, and it's just unfortunate, that a lot of crazy people cling on to Jones's content. And I covered that in a show a long time ago when he was banned across all social media platforms. Yeah, they perma-banned him. Anyways. I feel like he has the capacity to explode, and that, from what I've learned in the past few years, shows a sexual predator who may one day take action and assault or harm someone. Once again, I'm not convinced that he's capable of violence. He collects toys. He's a 40-year-old man who collects toys. He can't even get behind a wheel to drive. Listen, I cut videos while I'm driving. I do videos for my Discord now, and I'm able to drive and talk. And the other night I play video games, and I struggle to speak when I'm playing a video game, but I can do it easy when I'm driving. Driving's easy, and we're talking about a man who's afraid to drive, who collects toys, who proposed to a woman over the internet. He's too scared. He was too scared to say anything to you in real life, to make his feelings known. And all that pent-up aggression, he just needed an outlet. I'm not making excuses for the guy, but what I'm saying is that was his outlet, just to make fake accounts and send you dick pics. And I'm not convinced that he's dangerous. Okay, he's a pussy. Okay? What did we see earlier? Here's a reminder.
You fucking lift me off my ass. You lifted me off my ass. You fucking ended with my cock. Fucking ended with my cock.
Squirtle!
All right. So, I'm going to wrap this up. We've been going on for how long? 45 minutes? Yeah, this is supposed to be a short show. Every time I looked into him, I found more people had been harassed. Yeah. If my husband just putting his name out on his Facebook was able to gain that much info about him, then I'm sure he's gotten himself into further trouble. He did legit... Hold on. He did legit live in his mother's basement for years. We need an F in the chat for that one. You know, I never understood where this whole mother's basement thing came from. Once again, projection confirmed. Projection confirmed. Keith, you need to get out of your mother's basement. Even though you're not physically in her basement, you're still trapped in her basement in your mind. In your mind. I even changed my name since married, and he's found me and contacted me. Amazing. That probably tells me that he's probably following your family members, and you need to tell your family members to private all their stuff, because he's probably going on people you know and then going through their friends list, and every time he sees a new account pop up, you know, that's how he finds out. So you're talking to somebody who knows how Facebook works. You know, I remember, I'm going to time out. I had a friend when I worked at Facebook. Friend messaged me. Oh my gosh, bro. This is why I don't fuck with FGC guys no more. Former FGC friend. He got his first girlfriend finally. This woman had 4 kids. And the ex-baby daddy still wanted her, was still harassing her. Huge drug addict. Oh, baby, give me a chance. You know. And my buddy messaged me, said, hey, the ex-baby daddy is harassing me and my girlfriend. Oh my gosh. You know, he struggled to say girlfriend because I couldn't believe it either. It's like, bro, she's been ran through. She has 4 fucking kids, bro. He would take this bitch to fucking Disneyland and pay for it all. Oh. I don't know why I brought that up, but please, man. Anyways, I've changed my name since married and found out he's contacted me. Okay. But yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I remember now. The point was, he was asking me if there was anything I could do to stop the guy. I said, yeah. I almost said his name. Rich. We'll use that name. Yeah, Rich. What you can do is you can stop dating a mother with 4 kids that aren't yours. Okay? He was like, yeah, I know, but, you know, it's pussy whipped. Psh. Since he knows Keith personally, I'm curious if he's talked to him. Okay, so this is now... I cut something out. I tried to find out if she knew Alpha Nerd. Since he knows Keith personally, I'm curious if he's talked to him about me as well. Having a random person message me and knowing my info and trying to drag me into Keith's latest bullshit is too much. So I did cut some stuff out, but apparently she tried to reach out to Alpha Nerd for help, and I don't think she got anywhere with him. Oh, so yeah. Anyways, just putting that out there. Here's the last message. Do you happen to know this person? Because we just assumed it was Keith. Okay, so let me explain what's going on here. Some guy with a profile out of Texas called Brandon messaged her. So let's make this bigger. So this is a message. I've cropped out the name and the face. It says, LOL, do you deal with Keith Elwood? He is a evil cringe loser who can't get a woman, therefore hates society and only masturbates to older women while petting his cats. So she got this message from a guy named Brandon. She says, and you are? He says, someone he has disrespected and talked down on my children. And he hit on a 12-year-old. He is sick. She responds, and how do you know who I am or that I even know who this person is? He responds, because he mentioned you and actually talked bad about you as well. He needs help. He is a loser and has no life. You need to contact him and tell him to stop bothering children. Let's read this comment. Zuta001, somebody who's never commented on any of my video game stuff, says, bro, maybe just stick to gaming. People have problems. That's nothing new. I'm not sure why they switched to just directly talk about this guy, and I don't really care. I'd rather just get more info on gaming. You see how these people are, man? But you're here. But you never comment when I'm playing Mario Brothers, huh? You never comment on Raspberry Pi stuff. But you're here for this. Because you're my bitch. You need to contact him and tell him to stop bothering children. And whoever you are, Zuta, stop covering. You're trying to run cover for a fucking creep that I'm exposing. So shut the fuck up and listen. That really doesn't explain how you know who I am. He specifically told you my full name? How would he even know anything about me? I haven't seen him in like 18 years. 18 years, man. That's a full human. That's a full adult human right there, man. And in those 18 years, Keith, have you gotten a car? Have you gotten a better job? Have you gotten an actual girlfriend? Tried with somebody else? There's a billion fish in the sea, man. Try location maxing. Go to fucking Thailand. Go to fucking Colombia. Bro, my friend, I don't have the picture, but he literally banged a supermodel for $30 in Colombia. Medellin. I am a respectful person, but once a 30-year-old starts acting like a pedo, I have to stop him. He is a psycho. He mentioned you online and said he almost had a kid with you and probably a bunch of other stuff that is probably lies. He is threatening me and my friends with doxing and violence. Once again, he's not violent. He's a bitch. I dare you to go into a closet, Keith, and name those 4 things: a weapon, a location, a time, a place, and a target. I dare you to do that. You're gonna get a knock on your door. He is threatening me with my friends and doxing and violence. He is a beta male and he is mad he can't talk to a woman and has a small penis. Probably takes it out on people on YouTube. Did you know, Keith, that if you shave your nuts and, you know, everything around it, your junk looks bigger? Please tell him to keep teenage girls off his chats and to go to get therapy. The fuck, man? She says, yeah, I'm married with a family. I've never even had a relationship in any form with him. He paid me to sleep on my couch, blah, 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 blah. Okay, needed the extra cash. He was a casual friend, say 18 years. Quite frankly, this is just another crazy attempt of some kind to contact. Yeah, so she saw through the bullshit, and I won't tell him anything. I don't know him or speak to him. He says, I don't know you. I have no reason to contact. He is a crazy one. He said he stayed with you long time ago and got you pregnant. I think maybe he fantasized about impregnating her and got you, either had his kid or was going to. I don't know you. He says, I don't know you. I have no reason. Okay. He said you were obsessed with him and stalled on him when he got you pregnant. Bro, this guy came up with some crazy fantasies. Please tell him to stay away from my niece and stop stalking 12-year-olds. He is a creep. Okay, so now they were fed up. The husband stepped in. Hold on. He's fed up with the bullshit. Listen, this is her husband now. This Keith goof is already on my list. We do not have contact with this piece of shit. Not sure why you would contact my wife. She has nothing to do with that fucktard. And if this is Keith, I'm coming after you. Now leave my wife alone, Keith. I will fuck you up, man. So, there has been a channel on YouTube called like The Final Boss or The Last Boss, who has actually been putting some threats out there. I suspect it's this guy, the husband. Because if you look at the quality of the videos, it's very low quality. And here's the thing, you can hear somebody breathing pretty heavy in the background. So, yeah. You know, if anything happens to Keith, it's not me or anybody associated with me. Probably need to look into, just stop messing with the dude's wife. This fake account says, good, I'm glad you know he is a weirdo. He is sending penis pics to young girls. And when I confronted him, he mentioned your wife and he says he has a daughter with her. So he's claiming he has a daughter now with her, the age of my niece. He is sending pics too. I'm sorry for contacting. Yeah, and it cuts off. I'm sorry for contacting. He told me to confirm. He told her to confirm that he wasn't the creep. So he basically said, oh, contact my ex-girlfriend, Candace, and you'll see that I'm not a creep. In his mind, does he think they have a relationship and they had a kid? Is his mind split in half? She responds, goodbye. Also, Keith, this is sad and you're an idiot. Yeah, so she saw right through it. Next message. He says, hold on, let's get this music going again. This is the last time Keith tried to message me. It was in September. Here's a screenshot. This is his Facebook. I have confirmed it because he tried to go to my Facebook profile and he started leaving stupid stuff. He wrote like, you're a virgin, and it's like, here's the thing with this, like with these people, even when evidence is slapping them in the face, I could very well just send this guy a video of me getting a BJ from my ex. He'd still probably call me gay and a virgin. So, in his mind, he thinks, oh, well, me and my girlfriend just had a big fight. So I recognize this behavior. He texted her, hi, if you can see it all the way down there. I've gotten those texts from exes before. Hey, just like that. Like text messages, some like from like a new phone number. Hey, and I'll be like, who is this? And it'll be like, she'll respond, you know who it is. And then boom, it's on. Within a half an hour, I'm in my car going to pick her up and I'm fucking. So in his mind, he thinks he's just coming back to an ex, thinking all he has to say is, hi. This is unrequited love. So she responds, she goes off on him. Let's make this bigger. She says, really? You sexually harassed me for years under fake names and accounts. You sexually harassed my husband's friend's wife at Boston Pizza and the other waitresses. How you didn't think I'd put all those pieces together is beyond me. Unsolicited dick pics is fucking sexual harassment, and I'm disgusted to know that I was once friends with a sexual predator years ago. We've kept everything and all the messages you ever sent me. And if you continue, I'll call the police again. She says, I have more than enough proof saved up over the years to establish your criminal harassment. How about you get some help? How many other women have you harassed? Aren't you ashamed of your behavior? I'd suggest never messaging me or anyone else again. Women aren't tolerating trash men anymore. You go, girl. Hashtag feminism. Women are not tolerating trash men anymore, and we certainly won't settle for this kind of garbage. I think we're at the end. I'd really like to find out where or how this Brandon person knows me. So in other words, she's concerned for her privacy, if maybe this Brandon or Keith is sharing her personal detail in like some internet forum somewhere, you know? Some dark corner, you know, of the dark web. Was it privately talked about? Was it in a public space? He often talks about me, ? It just blows my mind that this has to continue for so many years. And that it was him all along. We have no connection to each other than the rental of my couch and a short casual friendship for a couple of months. Years ago. I was in my early 20s. I'm almost 40 for fuck's sake. Dude, you're hitting on a 40-year-old woman with multiple kids. Leave her alone. And that's it, friends. That was exhausting, man. How long have I been going for? 1 hour. But it needed to be done. This is going to remain on my channel. Please make everybody aware of how creepy this guy is. Me? I'm not intimidated by this fucker. Bring it on. You, Keith, I'm talking to you, not your friends. You want some? Come get some. Anyways. That was good. This was good. I'm feeling this. I'm level 1 online. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. It's Friday night, and I'm going to go have a good time. You guys enjoy yourselves. Be safe. And, yeah. Take it easy.
Illuminati.